What's up? In this video, I'm going to be talking about Zeepkist. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce it.
Zeepkist.
It's a Dutch game that was and is being developed by one single person, but Zeepkist translates into English as soapbox, and that is a perfect definition of what this game is. It's essentially a gravity and physics-based soapbox racing game. There is no acceleration other than hills and boosts and stuff like that, so it's not like you're holding the gas or anything. But in this video, I'm just going to give you guys my overall review, I guess you could call it, of
Zeepkist.
and I'm just gonna give you guys my thoughts on the game. If this video helps you out at all, then help me out by hitting the like button, but let's go ahead and cut this plug and get right into it. So before I go too deep into my review of the game, I kind of want to give a little bit of an overview on the types of games that I like to play, because racing games aren't normally one of them. I like to compete. When I play mmorpgs, I'm playing to compete against other people in PvP or otherwise. When I'm playing first-person shooters, obviously I'm competing, but I've had Zeepkist on my radar for a while now because it looked like a fun game to just kind of chill and unwind to. So I picked up Zeepkist to just play it as a game to relax to and have fun with. That's not being said that you can't compete in Zeepkist, and I actually find myself trying to compete more often than not. But it's just not really that serious of a competitive game. I say that because they do have an online mode, which I'll go over in a little bit. But essentially, if you've never heard of this game, what it is it's a soapbox racing game where you use a lot of gravity and you use boosts and stuff. And as of right now, there's a pretty solid player base who play the game and contribute to making some really sweet maps. I'll display some of those maps will be playing in the background and whatnot. But aside from that, the developer has also developed a string of circuit races, if you will, like a campaign almost, that you can go through. And he's even extended from that by using some of the community made maps and in some sort of competitions or whatever to submit a map to be used as an actual level in the game. And you can really tell that this single developer is definitely putting a lot of love and care and updates into this game. And for me, that's really cool, because picking up this game, it wasn't like it was a buggy mess right off the bat, you know. Sometimes picking up new and on the cheaper side, not AAA budget games from Steam, you really just don't know what to expect, especially when you're looking at a game that's being developed by a single person. And this game plays great, it feels great. There is one thing that I want to mention, kind of right off the bat. I've been talking for a while, I'm not sure what all's gotten cut out. There is one thing I want to mention though, which is that it's non-deterministic in the sense of the physics are non-deterministic. So if you're looking for that Trackmania style of competition in the sense of there's one singular line that's going to work every single time on the map, it's just, this isn't that game. I'm not sure if deterministic graphics are something that are even possible in the future, just mainly due to the fact that you're not being able to accelerate. And honestly, like I said, I don't play racing games, so I have zero experience with Trackmania. I'm strictly coming at you guys with a review on the 30 hours that I've played and what I've enjoyed from the game. Also, you know, some things that I think could possibly be fixed, though. Let's talk about that, actually. Let's talk about any negatives that I have with the game, because they're few and far between, and honestly, that's mainly because it's hard to critique a game that's being developed by one person, because just the sheer amount of effort and hours that is going to have to go into just resolving one single bug or one single mechanic is, you know, mind-boggling to say the least. And it's just definitely something I'm not expecting out of any one single person, right? Like, but that being said, I think that the track builder it's strange. It's not bad, and once you get the hang of it, it's actually good. But some of the things that happen inside of the track builder, such as your X and Y axes getting reset a lot of the time or not getting reset when you expect them to get reset, can cause some issues in building a track. But even with that, that's more of like, the more you practice with the track building system, the better you are at it. And you can definitely see that play out when you see some of these fan-made tracks, because some of them are just completely insane. I was playing this one track that's like a mine shaft track, and it just totally reminded me of some sort of Mario Kart 64 track, which was weird playing this game to have some sort of nostalgic hit of playing some Mario Kart, just because of the feel of the track was really good. So, and I want to point out that this game is actually so strange in the way it markets itself, but it's a welcome breath of fresh air, if you will, because you'll see when I'm playing in the multiplayer, a lot of the people are using different skins and using different cars, and none of that really is monetized. From my understanding, there's been like one DLC pack that was like $1.99 which came with some skins and stuff, but other than that, all of this stuff is stuff that you can unlock in the game. Aside from, there are, like I mentioned earlier with the fans submitting their tracks to be entered into actual levels of the campaign, those people were awarded with like one-of-a-kind cosmetics that only they own, I believe. I know for there are a few content creators that he made one-of-a-kind helmets for that match their logos. So there is stuff like that, but for the most part, monetization in this game is non-existent. As of right now, it's buy the game, play the game, unlock the cosmetics, play with the community. I mean, not only that, I didn't even think about this while playing it, but that is honestly like kind of making it feel like the way games used to be, you know, which is nice, to be honest. Not to saying that they won't come out with some form of monetization in the past, but I feel like you can already see that this developer who's developing this definitely doesn't want to be egregious with the monetization, in the sense of every single cosmetic that your person can put on their body is some sort of monetization scheme, and that's not the case. A lot of the time you unlock cooler and cooler stuff the better you do in the campaign. That's where you unlock most of your stuff, is in the campaign. So I didn't really lay out any form of bullet points or anything, so this video might seem kind of scattered, and really, I don't think that's a big problem, because there's not a whole lot to critique on this game. There's just a whole lot of praise to give to this one single developer who's put together a really solid game. And he's put together a really solid foundation for the game. So let's talk about now the updates that have already been put into the game. And there's already been a few, one of which is he added an entire new mechanic involving fans. So now there's wind mechanics that you can use to make your cars float across distances or fly through the air. I mean, it's kind of the stuff you'd have to see it to understand it, and I'm sure some of the tracks playing in the background actually have the fans playing, so you might actually more so understand what I'm saying. I suppose if I had to pick something else to critique about this game, now that I think about it, it has to do with multiplayer, which you can get into, and people can host lobbies and play a bunch of fan-made tracks or even campaign level tracks. But my one critique would be, because of the non-deterministic graphics, what ends up happening is the more players you end up with in a lobby, there ends up being actually major changes in the physics. For example, there's this one track, if there's only 7 people in the lobby and if you don't touch any buttons from the start up until the first turn, you end up having like one of the smoothest first turns, but the second it goes from like 10 to 16 people in the lobby, it messes up that entire first sequence to where you then have to race it differently. As much of a critique, I guess you could call that, it's also kind of like, I guess, adds its own little bit of a skill gap to it, if you will. It always changes things up. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience with other racing games, so I don't know if Trackmania gets dull in the sense of, you know, I messed up my line here on this map just a little bit, and then I'm trying to run the same line over and over and over and over and over again. This ends up working out a little bit differently. And overall, for what I got this game for, which was to just chill, you know, relax my mind a little bit and kind of just zone out, I'm able to just jump on some Zeepkist and chill, which is exactly what I was looking for. Yo, I don't know how any of this sounded or if I'm going to end up redoing this, but if I don't, then appreciate you listening. If you're still here, let me know down in the comments by saying like made it through your rant or your ramblings or whatever, something like that. But other than that, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I'm out.